unmute, and then when you want to say something, go ahead and unmute yourself and say what you want to say. Okay, there we go. So now we're live on YouTube. Another Tuesday Talks. Today is July 27th, and there was really just one item on the agenda, but I do have a few other things that popped up afterwards. So the big deal was just trying to figure out, the question came in, how do I get Canva for free? And if you don't know what Canva is, it's just a gem. It's a great software that's online, and it helps you to make printed items, little movies now, social media stuff, just tons of graphic design things and they make it so that anybody can be a graphic designer. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. So this is Canva. I'm on the eligibility guidelines page just to show you guys. So for a nonprofit to be able to use it for free, specifically churches, all we have to do is prove that we are a 501c3. And so that's really what I'm going to go through with you guys on how to get that information that they need. And they even mention exactly what we are doing. Let's see here. Where is it? There it is. We are under a group exemption. So this is all we need to do to be able to prove to Canva that, yes, we qualify for the nonprofit program. We get to use Canva for free. So this is the site that you would go to, and I'll send you guys the link to get that group ruling. The big deal is it's got to say your church's information. So you start out, explains a little bit there, and you begin the application. Pop open in just a second. There it is. It tells you all the things that you'll need to get ready to fill out the application. Really, it's your EIN number, but at some point it's going to be asking you other information, like who the pastor is and things like that. I did take a screen capture of this. So I'll include that in the response as well as this. So this is where you put your EIN number and you continue. They mention GuideStar. So that's a big deal because that's another place where you want your church to be listed in this site called GuideStar. Many organizations use this to quickly double check whether or not you are a nonprofit, if it's legitimate. Facebook is one of the companies that uses GuideStar to verify that you can have a donate button as a nonprofit. So it's important to make sure that you have an accurate presence in GuideStar. We are in an organization where our leadership transfers periodically. So your church may already have this set up and maybe you didn't know about it because your previous pastor had set it up, and we also are a volunteer organization. So maybe some other volunteer was super savvy and, oh, our church needs to be on there. So they set it up, but they might have outdated information in there. So it's not really difficult to go in and make sure that your presence on there is accurate. What else? And then what GCFA uses, or our United Methodist Church, part of what they work off of to ensure that your church really is a real church is the information that's in Ezra, and that's their database that they have. So that brings us back to things like Find a Church. Have you updated your Find a Church profile? I've had one case where a church, it was a newer church or a smaller church that turns out hadn't really been keeping up with their Find a Church information. And then that required like a letter from the district superintendent to say, yes, this is a new church and it is part of the Desert Southwest Conference. It's all very simple stuff that you don't really need a whole lot to it, but you do need to make sure that you read through everything, follow every little step that it talks about. But once you get into it, you'll see it's actually, to apply for this letter, it's really only like a 3-minute process. So don't get overwhelmed by it. So that's all it is for Canva. Then once you have that set up, you can start going back and apply for that nonprofit account. And I believe that's what we have for the Desert Southwest Conference, is a nonprofit plan, and you can have up to 10 people on your team in Canva. And that's really cool because you get to upload stuff. Let's say it's your logo. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. You can set up your brand colors, all that stuff, and you can create a draft and share it amongst your team members to review or edit or whatever. Lori, you've got a question.
I do. So our youth director, it uses Canva, but I think it's a personal account that she uses, and she pays for herself. Is there a way, if we set this up, to import what she's done into a church account?
Yeah, so and that's kind of the way when we started using Canva. I think I first just started a single account just to try it out. You know, let me open up Canva and see. Let me log in, and I'll show you. It's basically just sharing with the team or sharing with others. Once you're, so I just logged in. Sorry, videos are in the way. So right now I'm C. Dillabo at dscumc.org, but see how there's two separate items. So I was just C. Dillabo. And then once we started the nonprofit team thing, then I created the Team Desert Southwest Conference. Oh wait, I was already in there.
I don't see where you're talking about two different accounts.
I guess it's not showing. Okay, let me share my screen in a different way. It was only sharing the one. There we go. Here's my desktop. Now you should get to see more. Okay. Now do you see? Does that? I can't see you guys right now, so if you could say yes, no. Do you see a little window pop up? Okay, great.
Yes, Christina.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So,
well, I've got a list. I've got all the pictures of everybody off on that side, but I see where it's at.
okay.
If you hit the little minus sign on that list of people, then it makes us go away and you can see what's underneath.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that's where it was. I've already done that, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so here I am as Christina Dillabo, and I mean, I guess I don't really have any designs there, but then if I switch over to my team, let's see, well, let's go back. If I was to just be on as Christina Dillabo and I created something, I created an Instagram post. Let's go with working from home. Sure, why not? Do that one, and I guess that's, maybe I want to change it as a test item. This is how easy it is if you hadn't used it before, and you can just add different backgrounds to it, change the colors or whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to go home. And oh wait, I should have also, why didn't I see it there? Those brand designs. Maybe I made it. I wasn't paying attention, darn it. Well, let's see if anybody shared anything with me. Of course, nobody shared anything with me. I'm going to go back to the Desert Southwest Conference brand so you can see stuff that we have actually shared with each other. There you go. See, so somebody else made some of these things. And actually, I had made these, so I think it just did it some weird way in this one too before. Here's all the designs. So let's say like this one, I was working on a little video for our new co-lay leaders. You heard it here first. If I wanted to share it with the team, then I would click share and I can, well, actually I'm logged in as the team. So I'd have to be logged in as myself, and then I could share it with the team, or I can share it with someone from my team. Let's see, Davalos. Here she is. and now she'll have access to it. One thing to note is if Lori's made designs and she didn't share them with me or with the Desert Southwest Conference team, I wouldn't see them. So I don't know if that's important or not. I know sometimes people can feel a little self-conscious if you're working on something and I don't know if it's the best yet, I'm not sure. And so you don't want it to be just public for everyone on your team to see. Maybe you're not ready to share it yet. So there is some sense of privacy there. And like I said, then when you're ready to share, you just go up on the top part to do the share with the team. So, and yeah, so she'll be added onto your church's team and she can share whatever items that she wants to with the rest of the team. And when you have access to it, Lori, then you can even open it and duplicate it, make it into a different shape, a different color. You can edit the text, update it. So it's pretty cool. Now let's see. What is the cost if you wish to also set up a private account? Let's find out. Let me share my screen again. Look here. I wonder if they have one under pricing. Perfect. So if you wanted a private pro account, it would be $119.99 per year, or basically $10 a month. There you go. Okay. Any other questions about that?
No, but I didn't realize that there was a free account option. So that's good to know also.
Yep. And I think that, I mean, you'll have to just take a look to see with the free account. Sometimes, the free accounts just aren't going to have all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I currently have a free account and it's very limited with what you can do. There's not a lot of like graphics that you can use. There aren't a lot of art that you can add on. So it's very limited.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so you'll try it out. I'm sure you're going to love it. It does a lot of really cool things. I normally would use Adobe Illustrator, but ever since Canva came around, I've been using Canva more and more and more just because it's so quick. And it's kind of refreshing to have a startup of somebody else's ideas or layout. And it's, like I said, it's so easy to change things up in there. And, typically I'm already happy with the layout. And the cool thing too is so many, with Facebook and Twitter, often the dimensions for a post change, or for like the header for your account, that changes. And I won't say that Canva's been right on top of it right when they change. It has been a little behind once in a while, but still they offer that, and you can easily change it up if you find out that no, this wasn't the right size. You can either resize it and it'll move things around for you so that it fits pretty good. Or after that, you could also adjust it. The link to the GCFA site, absolutely. Someone asked in chat, can I get the link to it? Let me go back to the first page. Okay, so I am going to include the link in the email response from today, along with some other links. And of course, I don't know if you guys knew, I typically try to include my notes from our emails about Tuesday Talks in each video in YouTube. So you don't have to necessarily go hunting for that particular email. You can, if you know which week it was, just go to the YouTube channel and find the video, and you should see the links in there. Okay, the only things that I don't keep in there are things like if someone here happened to have shared, oh yeah, you can email me back if you have questions about this. I don't have their permission for sharing their email address publicly like that, so I don't include it. Okay, that's it for that one. Okay, so one of our churches did send me an update about another discount or freebie that they are using. Have you guys heard of Google Ad Grants? Yeah, okay. That's another one that's 100% free that you can apply for. And I'm hoping that she'll be able to join us. She actually was attending an ad grant boot camp today, so she couldn't make it, but she's from Desert Spring United Methodist Church. So if you wanted to connect with Anne, she's the one that's doing this, to talk to her about her experience before I can get her on to a Tuesday talk, contact Desert Spring United Methodist Church and ask for Anne. So it's $10,000 a month that they get in free advertising. And she says that right now they're spending about 60% of the $10,000, and they're really working hard to try to make sure that they spend it all every month. And she's thinking, yeah, we can do it. It takes a little bit of extra work, but it's doable. And I just feel like things like Google Ad Grants, it's one of those things that we've all heard of, seen advertisements about it. And I've even had emails from churches asking if, thank you, if, is this legitimate? Like, come on, $10,000, why are they giving us $10,000? So now, from one of our churches, not only is it legitimate, it's also doable. If they can do it, you can do it. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll share the Google channel with you guys. Let me share my screen again. Did I say Google? I meant YouTube channel. Okay, this one, no. Sorry, I had closed it. I don't know. Okay, so let's use that one. And I have a playlist for it, so it's something to look for. Tuesday Talks. Please. Oh, you know what? I'm trying to get just the playlist URL. And I don't know that that's it. It might be just to that particular video, but I will include the actual playlist link in my email response to you guys. All right. What else? So any questions or comments? Welcome, Betty. Okay. Now, the other item. Okay, so we had the last two bits are just two trainings that are coming up. Thank you, Jim, for asking about it. I had shared about an Academy of Church Business Administration training that is coming up. I think it's in September. I forgot to write down the date, but I believe it is. And I guess I didn't share the registration link. So I'm going to share with you guys the link to the event information page. And at the very bottom is the registration link, but I'll also include that registration link in your email today. I do want you to know that for this training, Academy of Church Business Administration, if you do it, you're basically earning a United Methodist Certified Church Business Administrator thing. It's a certification. So it is, it's credits that you're earning. So there is a tuition. It's $350 for the week or $90 a day. And that's at a significant discount because it's being hosted by GCFA, the General Church Finance and Administration. I think that's what the acronyms mean. Normally it'd be, I think, $500 for the week. And I don't remember what it is for the day. And if you're cool with that and you want to participate anyway, you also need to know that to be able to take the certification classes, you have to have completed the What It Means to Be United Methodist. It's that Methodist 101 class. So I'll include the link to that as well. And that particular Methodist class is free. So at least we got that. The other one that's coming up pretty soon here, it's a webinar on August 10th. It's the church leader, no wait, it's called What You Really Need to Know About Housing Allowances. And this particular webinar, I mean, the description talks about how there's a training for clergy, and so they need to learn about it, but there could be others in your church, like your finance committee members, your treasurer, SPRC chair, that will need to know some information about that's provided for your clergy. And so this webinar is for more than just clergy. It's on August 10th. It's at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I will include the registration link in the Tuesday Talk email response. Do you guys have questions about either one of those? No. Yeah, Jim.
I had another question, though. I think we were confusing the academy training with a seminar that we used to do locally for all the church leaders. And I think this was like 3 or 4 years ago. The last one I attended was at Dove up at the desert. And I think Nancy Cushman had just come on board at that point and was hosting that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if this is the exact same thing, but there is Nancy Cushman, I know, was leading a series of trainings or sharing information. Carla might know more about this, but we do have recordings of those trainings, and we call it DSC University. And there's stuff for SPRC and trustees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finance, single board governance. Yes, the SPRC stuff, there's still a couple videos they're working on, but most of them are done.
That would be very helpful. I think we have several new people in various positions in leadership, and I think they are looking for a little training,
Yeah.
a little coaching.
Okay.
Are the links to that on the conference website?
Yes.
And I'll put the link in the chat.
Thank you. So that
Thanks,
over here,
Carla.
those are the SPRC videos and trustees and finance, simplified structure. I mean, you can see them. And you'll see most of these are on YouTube or Vimeo. So we are creating kind of a, like I said, the university brand, I guess, or series in both channels. I don't know why we did it. Oh, I think it was because we were trying to do it on YouTube, and then turns out occasionally people needed to be able to download them so that they could run training in person at their church. So that's why we put some on Vimeo, so you could download them too. But you'll see when you get to them, or if you decide to check out the YouTube channel, it's, youtube.com/DSC communication. That's where you'll find some of those other, there it is, DSC University videos. And there's stuff for communications in there. Previous conversations we had early in COVID about copyright and using Zoom, stuff that we did in person. So check them out. Any other questions about that? Here we go. Now I can see you. No questions? All right, then that's all we have today. Look at that, less than 30 minutes. Awesome. All right, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope to see you next week. If there's something that we didn't cover, if you want a little more in-depth, step-by-step on applying for different nonprofit stuff, email me. I'll put that on the agenda and make sure we get that taken care of.